Blue under fire for family fallout. Then, without warning, Chrisean posted another picture of her, and if what Papa Blue said is accurate, Chrisean's life has just fallen into chaos after he dropped a bombshell moments ago. According to reports, Chrisean and infant CJ were evicted without warning, and their possessions were gathered up and placed in storage. According to those familiar with the case, it was quick, cold, and decisive, and there was no warning or heads up. Papa Blue confirmed it, not hinted. Chrisean appears to be hurrying behind the scenes as online reactions blow up. Now, what led to this, and what are Chrisean and CJ's next steps? There had been weeks, if not more, of growing tension. The internet went bananas when Chrisean gave birth to CJ. While some were skeptical, others were ecstatic. Nothing about her relationship with Blueface's family was stable. That much was clear. Fans became weary of the turmoil that came and went. Papa Blue eventually got involved, beginning with mildly suggestive messages on Instagram before launching into cryptic remarks. His tone had shifted recently. At the time, it was believed to be about Chrisean, but today it's very clear that he was talking about dirty women and cleaning the house before saying, "Blood or not, bring chaos to my home. And you're gone." She believed she and CJ were safe, according to others in her camp, but Chrisean didn't anticipate it. By describing a house at war, shouting battles, late-night arguments over CJ's care, and hazy boundaries around accountability, Papa took charge and managed the story, saying she thinks she runs the place because she had a baby. Blueface apparently felt disrespected but said nothing. However, Papa's side says otherwise. She was given 3 silent warnings, but she ignored them all. This was prearranged. Everything was gone when she arrived home, even though the moving truck had been booked beforehand. This is a full-fledged eviction, not simply a family drama. One neighbor recorded a storage truck raising voices and Chrisean allegedly shouting, "You can't throw me out. My son lives here too." The truck pulled away, the lights went out, the door shut, and all of a sudden Chrisean and CJ's place in the house vanished. That night, the locks were changed, the entry codes were reset, and CJ's crib was disassembled. Supporters are questioning if this was because of deeper scars, envy, betrayal, dysfunction, or anything else, or whether it was because of financial troubles or Papa's becoming tired of aiding her. There is no doubt about it, Chrisean is left to deal with the fallout after Papa Blue made his move. Chrisean has entirely shut down. There are no tailies, no lives, and no tweets. History shows that this serenity won't endure though, as her speech is typically loud and forceful. The entire narrative began to emerge just as fans believed the drama had reached its climax, and it's messier than anyone could have imagined. Now, a number of insiders are coming forward with conflicting reports, purported screenshots, and one noteworthy development that has the potential to drastically alter the course of events. First, let's talk about the blow-up. According to a leaked direct message purporting to be from Chrisean's former assistant, the argument became so heated that neighbors had to intervene when Papa stormed in, grabbed the phone, and yelled, "You're bringing clowns into my house on my property." It is said that late at night, Papa passed CJ's room and heard a FaceTime call coming through the monitor where Chrisean was on speaker, mocking the family and saying things like, "You don't need them. You're running things now. Wi-Fi's my grandchild slept. You're done." The choice was made right away. A moving truck was scheduled within 24 hours, and home staff were instructed not to allow Chrisean to return after the weekend. Here's the twist though. Some others think Chrisean orchestrated the entire event. According to a TikTok that went viral, she let everything happen in order to control the story. According to the argument, being thrown out with a baby would give her the leverage and sympathy she sought. "Watch how quick they flip when I go live from the street with CJ." Someone using Chrisean's middle name was shown in a purported screenshot of a group chat. "I don't care what she says. You all didn't live here. You all don't know what she said to me in front of my grandson. CJ doesn't need chaos. He needs peace, and she's not bringing that. I've got love for her, but love doesn't mean I have to let her disrespect my house." Papa Blue's live response to the situation sent social media into a frenzy. Just the phrase, "She played her game, now I'm playing mine," drove #PapaBalBlue into overdrive and went viral for hours. After a fake court document started making the rounds online, A rumored team member wrote, "Don't believe every screenshot you see, still moves are being made. Now we're at a boiling point. CJ's crib is in storage." One source even implied that Chrisean might apply for emergency custody protections in order to keep both Papa and Carissa away from CJ after being unjustly assaulted by Team Papa, who say he's defending his house. Chrisean says she's a single mother trying her hardest. In the background, Chrisean's quiet is starting to resemble the calm before a highly visible storm. The receipts followed. A voice leak that was purportedly unrecorded during one of the last blowouts surfaced on a fan blog late last night. "You think that baby gives you power over this house? I've raised kids. You just arrived here," said Papa Blue in a clear and angry voice. "You never raised CJ, you haven't changed one diaper. Don't act like this is your kingdom and you're the king." The tape went viral, and even celebrities are posted it with comments like, "This ain't family. This is war." In addition, a burner account believed to be connected to Chrisean's circle posted and quickly deleted screenshots of a supposed text exchange between Blueface and someone who is presumed to be Papa Blue. The line that put an end to a name that put a change between Blueface and someone who was presumed to be Papa Blue. The line that presumed to be Papa Blue. The line that put into the supposed text exchange between Blueface and the exchange between Blueface and someone who was presumed to be Papa Blue. And to it was, "Pack your Shasterisk tea and done acting like your family." The messages are devastating, harsh, and succinct. "Why do you let her behave in such a manner in your house? The baby gave me a free pass," she said. "Take care of it or I'll finish it last." The hashtag #FreeCJ from the chaos trended for 5 hours straight, and major gossip blogs are now calling this one of the messiest family implosions in modern celebrity culture. However, the real escalation came when fans saw Chrisean's belongings being hauled into storage just one day before. Some say this exile was planned from behind bars, while others say Papa took matters into his own hands. Anyhow, the timing raises questions. After days of total silence, Chrisean herself finally broke it with one mysterious Instagram story. It was a black screen with white text and no tags, and it said, "Keep CJ out of your mouth or I'm burning it all down." No follow-up or explanation was provided, but the message said it all. Now, insiders say Chrisean has hired serious legal muscle. According to a source close to the situation, she's building a case citing emotional abuse, child protection violations, and consideration of restraining orders. If that's the case, Papa and possibly Carissa could be legally barred from seeing CJ. In a series of live videos, Chrisean's sister, who hadn't spoken in public for more than a year, called Papa Blue out by name on Facebook. In one, she claimed, "That man has been messy since day one. He's always trying to flex like he's CJ's daddy, Blue in jail, and now he thinks he's the boss." However, she claimed that he responded, "CJ isn't even Blue's anyway. That's why he's treating him like trash." That one comment sent shockwaves through the internet, and fan groups immediately began showing old videos of Papa Blue around CJ's awkward moments and hesitations, even counting the number of times he'd actually, one commenter said, "This family has been pretending that CJ was loved only to make it look safe." Carissa is fueling the flames, and Chrisean's own sister merely hinted that Papa Blue never believed CJ was even Blueface's son. This isn't drama anymore. It's a public family collapse that is taking place one post at a time. The theory caught fire, and now we're at this point. Papa Blue says Chrisean disrespected the house and had to leave. Chrisean says she was never protected and CJ was used against her. Chrisean is going live tomorrow, and this isn't just any sit-down interview with a celebrity podcast that teased the drop with a fire emoji and the caption. She's naming names, and it's personal. If she goes there, Papa Blue's reputation might not survive it. Additionally, CJ is now the baby in the middle of what is being called the wildest celebrity family war of the decade, and the next day could change everything. By the following morning, the fallout had spread to every corner of the internet, proving that this was more than just a messy feud. There are virtual factions on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Team Chrisean promoted hashtags like hashtag #ProtectCJ, hashtag PaypalABL is a NC-led, and hashtag NotHerStuff in storage. Fan edits of baby CJ were all over timelines with captions like "Mama's fighting for you" and "He didn't choose this." Some users began comparing her to other Black celebrity mothers who had been expelled from family circles after relationships. Ended. One particularly well-liked tweet read, "First they used her for clout, now they act like she isn't family. Nah, this isn't about rules. But Papa Blue had his defenders too. His supporters echoed his Instagram live statement, "You bring peace or you bounce." And one of the viral comments read, "He ain't wrong. That girl Ben Wilding gave her a roof and she spit on it." This debate went viral, and podcasts and YouTube hard gossip shows started analyzing every second of the leaked clips, pointing out every quote from Papa Blue and raising Christian's sister's eyebrow. Then the celebrities jumped in, with Saucy Santana commenting, "Not the storage truck" on a Shade Room post. After Tamar Braxton went live and said, "I don't know what's going on in that house, but when a baby's involved, it's not just personal. It's public. That child deserves peace." Nick Cannon then added his voice, which turned the situation from messy to potentially litigious. There are rumors that Christian is getting ready to file for full legal custody, not just blocking Papa Blur but also Carissa. If this is true, it will escalate the drama on Instagram to a courtroom altercation. Carissa's response was to go live once more, and this time she dragged everyone. The post said, "I feel bad for CJ," and then like clockwork, Papa returned to Instagram and posted a picture of the now empty guest room with the caption, "Peace restored." Thousands of comments flooded in, some thanking him for finally setting boundaries, while others criticized him for acting like a victim. "I was the villain, but I forgot who the real one was. That girl never respected my son, never respected this family, and now she wants to act like she's a victim, please." Condemning him for boasting about evicting a woman and her child, even going so far as to have the media pick it up. TMZ ran the headline, "Christian Rock Evicted." Papa Blue's storage move sparks internet outrage. Hollywood Unlocked then followed, with CJ's crib in a U-Haul, Papa CJ sitting in a hotel room with the caption, "You thought you broke me. You freed me." The comment section erupted with support, anger, and drawn lines because this was now about image, legacy, and war, not eviction. A voice note that was purportedly leaked late last night from someone within Papa Blue's own circle completely changed the course of events. In the clip, a woman who is thought to be a longtime family friend whispers, "You know he only did it because Blue called from inside and told him, 'Get her out before she messes everything up while I'm gone.'" Papa Blue didn't even hesitate. Wait, what? Fans assumed Papa Blue acted out of frustration, pride, or possibly protection. However, if this voice note is that one line broke the internet open, and within an hour, hashtags like #FreeCJ, #JusticeForChristians, and #PAPA Blue took off. Fans reposted every Instagram live, every shady quote, every pause, and every look that Papa ever gave Cameron, which was now seen in a completely different light. One user tweeted that she wasn't crazy, and another said, "They're using that. The entire eviction was planned by Blueface himself. They all turned on me while I was feeding his son, and I was waking up every 2 hours to change his diapers. He called from jail and gave the order, and his father obeyed like a soldier." Meanwhile, screenshots purportedly show Carissa boasting in a private group chat that she wouldn't last. She said, "I'm crying exhausted, but my voice is steady." Handle it. Even those who didn't believe her began to take sides. Public figures weighed in, and activists, influencers, and child welfare advocates called for an investigation. One lawyer tweeted, "If Blueface planned this from jail and it led to Christian and CJ being displaced without warning, there are legal consequences. This is emotional abuse." The backlash erupted, and Papa Blue deleted his last 3 posts along with the caption, "Peace restored." Screenshots are all over the place. Damage was done, but the real catch is that sources now say Christian is working on her own documentary, not with a network, podcast, or reality TV, her own crew, her lens, her truth, the eviction, the betrayal, the silence, all of it unfiltered and uncut. The trailer for the working title, Unbothered, My Truth, My Baby, My War, is anticipated to be released this weekend. But that's not the end, because just minutes ago, a final tweet from Christian's backup account went viral. He believed that being In jail would allow him to pull strings, but what happens when I cut them? There's no tag, no name, no explanation, but everyone knows exactly who she's referring to. Now, this isn't just Christian versus Papa. It's not just messy family business spilling onto social media. Family system that is circling its wagons. And the court of public opinion is watching intently, fists clenched, before rendering its own verdict. And don't worry, the next chapter is approaching sooner than anyone anticipated. What started as public arguments and cryptic Instagram captions has turned into something far more sinister. A calculated struggle for control and narrative. Dominance, and at the center of it all is the welfare of an innocent child. CJ is no longer just a name. He is now the focal point of a modern-day gladiator match where loyalty, image, and legacy are all on the line, and in the shadows of that arena, strings are being pulled not only by Papa Blue, but Papa Blue may have appeared to be a father merely, stepping in to set boundaries and bring order to chaos. But when we peel back the surface, we're starting to see something far more calculated. Behind that paternal facade, there is the possibility of coordinated legal strikes, pressure from allies, and whispered commands filtering through prison phone lines. This isn't just about protecting CJ. It may also be about silencing Chrisean. She's not backing down. Rather, she's standing taller, speaking more clearly, and arming herself with tools that the other side never imagined she'd reach for. This isn't a breakdown. Rather, it's a legal counterattack and media strategy. A documentary is in the works that exposes them with names, dates, and irreversible receipts. She's calling out not only the betrayal, but also the coordinated gaslighting, the emotional manipulation, and the years of backroom maneuvers intended to portray her as unstable while placing others as the ones at fault. Sources close to Chrisean have hinted that what's going to happen won't simply change the public's perception. It might completely change the legal landscape. We're talking about surveillance footage, sealed text messages, audio files, and sworn testimony from people who were once on the opposing side. This type of evidence doesn't allow for any room for interpretation, forcing people to choose a side and live with it. Meanwhile, the internet is in flames, with some people standing with Chrisean and others who are still unsure asking the difficult questions. Was she always the antagonist in a story that was written to keep her helpless? Did Papa use CJ as leverage to force her into silence? Is Blueface the real mastermind behind the scenes, directing plays from a prison cell to keep control of his empire, his legacy, and his image? This is a war not just about a child, but also about who gets to shape the truth. And in this war, silence is complicity. Every social media post, podcast, and court document becomes another weapon. For this reason, we need your voice. Did Chrisean get set up from the beginning, groomed into chaos, and then framed as the threat when she attempted to escape? Should Papa be held accountable for the timing and intent of every legal move, not just for his decisions as a grandfather? Who is really in charge, the man in the courtroom or the one behind bars? Smash that like button. This isn't just another clumsy headline. It's a reckoning, a warning, a moment when silence is no longer an option because CJ deserves better. And Chrisean isn't just hoping for justice, she's building the case to demand it. Stay loud, stay locked, stay watching. If you believe in giving women a fair shot at telling their story, subscribe. If you're done watching the system discard mothers while praising the very people who helped dismantle them, turn on notifications. When Chrisean's documentary debuts, it will be right here, breaking down every second, frame by frame, voice note by voice note, until the truth is undeniable. About to